In a recent interview for the Radio Times, outgoing Bond actor Daniel Craig was asked if a woman should ever play James Bond, and he answered, no, but he also stated that more films led by women and minoritized race people should be made. And whereas I agree with Daniel Craig, I feel it's just too simple an answer. My name is Elliot, welcome to Hakuna MaChatter, and in today's video I'll be exploring Daniel Craig's comments as well as giving my insight into the question, should a woman play James Bond? What's important to understand at first is that we're dealing with a franchise that has lasted nearly 60 years and is a film franchise unlike any others. It's already gone through many different iterations, with each actor taking up the mantle as James Bond, playing it very differently from the person before them. And for a long time, no other film, set of films, or franchise has come anywhere close to James Bond. Now sure, in the modern era, Jason Bourne and Mission Impossible are the closest, and in fact, Bourne did start to influence how Bond was made and portrayed, and Mission Impossible continues to go from strength to strength. And both share something with Bond in that they are also both led by white men. But I feel, unlike Bond, both sets of films hinge on their leading man. Bourne Legacy faltered when the story was no longer about Jason Bourne, and Mission Impossible's uniqueness is predominantly down to Tom Cruise. I mean, could you see anyone else playing Ethan Hunt? Now, I'm sure that fact was true when George Lazenby took over from Sean Connery as Bond, and then again when Roger Moore took the mantle as well. Still though, even with those changing of the guards, no other franchise has come anywhere near what James Bond has achieved. But in order for it to stand the test of time, it's had to adapt. I mean, take a look at Sean Connery's Bond and the way he treated women. There is no way you could get away with any of that now. And even though Roger Moore's Bond was a lot of fun, it doesn't really live up to the standard of spy action flick that we have today. Heck, even Brosnan's Bond was labelled a sexist, misogynist dinosaur.
Because I think you're a sexist, misogynist dinosaur.
Oh, Judy. What an intro. The point is, through the Brosnan and Craig eras, we have already seen the evolution of Bond in front of us. Sure, in GoldenEye, he does terrify Caroline before sleeping with her, and in Skyfall, he sneaks his way into Severine's shower, and in Spectre, he pushes himself on a grieving Lucia, but generally, he's more behaved. The actual point is that the franchise has had to evolve up to this point, and we're now at that next step of evolution. So what will that be? Does it mean that a woman should now play James Bond? Well, it does, and it doesn't. The evolution of women in Bond is clear for all to see. Characters such as Wei Lin, Elektra, Jinx, Vesper, Eve Moneypenny, Camille display women with agency that are there to forge their own paths and are not just there for Bond to have a little bit of fun with. And if this trajectory continues, and in No Time to Die with Lashana Lynch's Naomi, it looks like it's really going forward, then there's no need for a woman to play James Bond. If the already established roles are improved upon and women given an actual role, then in terms of James Bond, personally, I would say job done. Though that being said, I'd really be interested to hear the thoughts of any women watching this video, especially if you are Bond fans as well. So please do let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. At this point, I'd also like to say if you're enjoying the video, drop it with a like so more people can enjoy it. Thank you. Now, in terms of the wider industry, I feel that Craig's words are just too simplistic. What we're asking for is for a Hollywood studio to really go all in and commit to building a franchise akin to James Bond with a woman at its centre. And just think on Hollywood for a second. Now, I'm not saying that it can't be done, and I'm not saying that it shouldn't be attempted, but I have little faith in any Hollywood studios really committing to something like that. I would be first in line to buy that ticket. But to me, it's clear enough that Hollywood just aren't confident enough to do this, and so we'll continue to get remakes and reboots and films such as Ghostbusters 2016 and Ocean's 8, which I'm sure have their fan bases and a place in the zeitgeist, but any hopes of further franchises being built off of those films, I think have died now. And that's something that starts at the top, not just with the box office and the critics. And so therefore, could having a woman play James Bond be the answer to this? Look, the James Bond franchise isn't the kind of franchise that pumps a new film out every year. They take their time. It is more of a commodity. So taking that time and putting the effort into really writing and producing a great film with a woman at its lead is something they can do. The curiosity would flock people to want to see it, and if successful, would open the door for many more studios to start making more women-led franchises. And that for me is probably the answer. Do I think a woman should play James Bond? To be honest, I don't really care. The person's nationality, race, gender, sexuality doesn't matter to me, just as long as that actor can Bond. That's all I care about. Bond has a set of characteristics outside of race and gender and sexuality and anything else. So as long as that actor can Bond and Bond can Bond, I'm good. I'm good. If you like this video, then I reckon you're going to love this video taking a look into identity conscious casting. Until next time, Hakuna MaChatter.